This will probably be a short one because I'm literally just here because I have a contractual obligation to stream once a week. We're gonna ignore how I missed a week, and that's okay because we're here, top of February, and we're gonna take the 16 personalities quiz because I'm required to for class, and I'll be honest, I started it and I got bored, so we're gonna make it content. Let's jump into it. Okay. I regularly make new friends. Not really. You spend a lot of free time exploring various random. Not really. Maybe every now and then, but I don't have enough time to even think about that. I'd agree. You often make a backup plan for a backup plan. I barely make a plan. But when I make a plan, there's a plan after it. So I guess technically. So I'll give it a slight agree. You usually stay calm? Very much so. I am unfazed most of the time. Most of the time. At social events, you rarely... Yeah, I'd agree. I normally just talk to my home dogs and then leave. But sometimes I try to talk to the new people if they bring in a new person to the little circle. Because that's just easy. Because, like, hey, we're already talking to them. Prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. That is... Yeah, I'd agree, actually. Very sentimental. Agree again. Not fully agree. Because there's some things that are like, when they should be sad or like emotional, but I just don't. I like to use organizing tools. Do you see when the stream is right now? Even a small mistake can cause you... Absolutely it can. Feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting? Not at all. Maybe a little. Depends how... You know what I mean. You are not too interested in discussing various interpretations. I slightly disagree. I'd talk about it a little bit, maybe not too much. Slightly agree. I don't know, it depends on what we're doing. I think I'll just slightly agree if it asked me that, but the other way around. I prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment. Slightly agree. Because I don't make plans, but I at least say the bare minimum of what I'm gonna do and not like plan it out perfectly, you know? That's how I roll. That's just how I do things. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. I strongly disagree. If I make a first impression, that will be the first thing that's in my mind for the rest of the day. Nothing else is getting in there until maybe like 4 hours, if something cool happened in those 4 hours later, and then it'll probably come back. Enjoy participating in group activities? Yes, as long as it's not a forced one with classmates that you don't speak to. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation? Slightly disagree. Some of them are cool, but not all of them. We'll find out what I am. I've taken this quiz, spoiler for the YouTube watchers. I've taken this quiz twice before already, but years ago. So we'll see what it turns into. Maybe it'll be different than normal. Maybe it'll be the same. And that's the fun of it. I'm not going to use the same answers I had from a couple of years ago for our college assignment. Happiness comes more from helping others accomplish... Oh, absolutely. Slightly. You are interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next. Yes. Yes. There's a guitar to my left. There's a ukulele to my right. I have Babbel on my phone. This video is not sponsored, but I use it for French because I'm like, I gotta do that because, well, it's also a class thing. But Jesus, I'm doing too much stuff. All of the time. It's okay. I'm prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse. Sometimes. I've gotten better at that. I'll put that there. You avoid leadership roles in group settings? Slightly disagree. Depends what we're doing. We're definitely not an artistic person. Slightly disagree. I wouldn't say I'm artistic, but I'm very much a music boy. So that's different. Slightly. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings? Honestly, slightly disagree. That one's kind of different though. 'Cause it's like, yeah, you should be a bit more rational, but if you don't follow what your feelings are going at the same time, then it's like, it's just kind of boring, you know? And you need some pizzazz around, or else you're bored. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax? Disagree. I was watching YouTube before I even pulled up this stream, before I even pulled up my homework. You enjoy watching people argue? So much disagree. Jeez. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself? Slightly agree. It depends on the mood. If I'm with a group of friends, they can pay attention to me. I don't care. Mood can change very quickly. Honestly, agree. Not super, but slightly. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. Depends on what we're doing, okay? Okay, you get it? Like, let's say you're doing a math question and it's like, I don't know, 5 times 8. They don't know it's 40 right away, and they're like doing the long math version. Like, bro, let's catch up the pace, huh? You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. This assignment's due soon-ish. This one's due Sunday. I'm actually doing decent at that at the moment, so I'm gonna put it down actually. Because normally I am, depending on what it is, but recently, not much. I have somewhat fascination of what happens after death. I wouldn't say it's the only thing on my mind, but it's also like, sometimes every now and then I'm like, huh, what does happen? And then that's a whole tangent. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own? Slightly disagree. Depends. So many depends with my things. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical? I disagree. I love theorizing. It's just a game theory. You find it easy to empathize. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours. Yeah, I try to be as empathetic as possible with anything. Sometimes it doesn't work, but hey, I try my best. You usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. We don't gotta worry about that. You rarely second guess the choice. I've second guessed half of the shit I've put on this. After a long and exhausting week of lively social event? No. Sometimes. It's not lively, but if I'm like going to a concert, cool. Going to art museums? I'd somewhat agree. If I'm going with friends, cool. If I'm going on just mine, it has to be like one I'm really interested in, that even want to go to it. But if I'm like going with friends, it's cool most of the time. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. I think I understand most of the time. Unless if I'm horribly wrong. You like to have a to-do list for each day? Slightly agree. I never write it out, but every day, most of the time, I started out like going, okay, get ready, go to class, do this and that, like blah, blah, blah. I just say it in my head. I don't write it down, and I just hope I remember. Most of the time I do. I rarely feel insecure. Moving on. You avoid making phone calls? On God. So much. It takes so much effort for me to get in a phone call. Especially a one-on-one. If it's like a squad call, I can handle that. That's fine, honestly. But if it's a one-on-one, trying to get better with that, though. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are different from your own. I wouldn't say I spend a lot of time, but I definitely try to understand different views. So I'll just go with a slight agree. In your social circle, you are often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. Disagree. I'm normally the one that's like, yeah, let's... Sometimes I'll ask, hey, are we doing something, if I like also want to do something. So my plans are interrupted. My top priorities get back on track. No, I don't have a track to follow, so I just hope. You are still bothered by mistakes that you made a long time ago? Yes. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence? Slightly disagree. Your emotions control you more than you control them? On God. Not that much, though. You take great care not to make people look bad even when it is completely their fault. Depends what it is, but I'm going to say disagree. Like, if it's something bad, then canceled. But you know how it goes. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. Very much agree. That's what this stream is. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. Oh my god, that's so sad. No. I don't think so. If someone thinks highly of me, I just think, hey, that was very nice. And that's about it. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Yeah. That's why I do my thing. It doesn't work at Domino's very much, but you know how it goes. Believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. I disagree. It's not a waste of time. I wouldn't say it's the main thing you should do all the time. Unless that's like your job. But, you know, you feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places. I very much agree. Not very much, but... No, I think I very much disagree on that one. Because I wouldn't be drawn to a busy place. But, you know, I wouldn't hate going to one. You know at first glance how someone is feeling. Used to, not as much anymore. Normally I could get a general feeling. General? Yeah, that's the right word. You often feel overwhelmed? Cheers. That's how college does it to you, baby. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. Slightly disagree. Depends what I'm up to. If it's a big stepped thing, we'll skip some steps if I can. We're very intrigued by things labeled as controversial. I think I slightly disagree on that one. Sometimes I'll pull it in, but, you know. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more? Slightly disagree. Depends what the good opportunity is, you know? Like, if it's like, hey, you can perform with us. I'm not gonna be like, oh, double and pass it to the next person, you know? You struggle with deadlines? Slightly disagree. Not recently. Actually, I'll slightly agree, because most of the time I do, but not recently. As much. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Yeah. See my results. INFP. Okay, I got exactly what B got to. That's so fun. Mediators are poetic, kind, and altruistic people, always eager to help a good cause. 75% introverted. Amen. Introverted individuals tend to prefer fewer yet deep and meaningful social interactions and often feel drawn to calmer environments. I'm more intuitive than observant. Intuitive individuals are very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. They value originality and focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. I'm a very feeling one. That makes sense. Feeling individuals value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot. 65% prospecting over judging. Prospecting individuals are very good at improvising and adapting to opportunities. Okay, cool. 67% turbulent. Turbulent individuals are self-conscious and amen. They feel a sense of urgency in their emotions and tend to be success-driven. A little. Would you like to link these results to your current profile? Yeah. All right. Let's look at my old stuff. What have I used to been? This is me now. What have I been before? Can I see my previous one? Oh, is it just... No, that's like that. Okay. Can I see my old one? Oh, view past results. I'm blind. Okay. So, oh, interesting. I've taken this every 2 years for one thing, but I went from... I've always been a turbulent, but I went from mediator to the adventurer back to a mediator. Interesting. It doesn't seem like too much changed. I became less feeling over the years. Oh, I was really observant before. Okay. Guess I don't observe as much. I'm more intuitive these days. And the introverted went down a little bit. That's good. That's good. I'm glad we're fixing that. Even more prospecting than before. And a lot less turbulent. Actually kind of interesting. But I'm okay with that. So, Hey, if you're watching YouTube and you watch this entire thing, subscribe. That'd be cool. Thanks, man. And I'll see you guys in the next one.